Hey, hello everyone, nice to see all of you here. We have 226 participants already, and I'm waiting for the rest to join us. Today we will be looking at teaching basic competencies with Smart Junior. And I hope that you are ready to take part in my webinar. Before we start, I'd like you to answer my question: how do children acquire a language? Please write your answers in your chat box below. I'm waiting for your answers. They acquire a language as a part of a game, right? Yeah, exactly. So children acquire a language easily and with incredible facility. And in order for the acquisition to take place, children need to hear a lot of language and to communicate it. A lot of experts believe that language acquisition seems to be almost guaranteed for children up to about the age of 6. So children acquire a language by listening to it and communicating it. We use our 5 senses to experience the world. Here you can see the abbreviation at the top of the page, VACOG, which means visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory sense. Teachers predominantly use the visual and auditory systems. Visual, we see and look. Auditory, we hear and listen. Kinesthetic, we feel movements externally and internally. Olfactory, we smell things, and gustatory, we taste things. So teachers predominantly use visual and auditory senses. We sometimes use kinesthetic senses, but we rarely use or even never use olfactory and gustatory sense during the lesson. But children learn best in different ways, and we try to include all these systems in our book, Smart Junior. So we provide visual aids through pictures and photos. Students are given the opportunity to practice their auditory senses through exercises, through songs, and by listening to the CD. There are a lot of activities that encourage students to move, some TPR activities. And there are also activities that encourage students to use their olfactory and gustatory sense. And students are really encouraged to taste things and smell them. And in this way, we accelerate students' learning. Okay. There is no such thing as failure. There is only feedback. Do you agree with this quotation? Why or why not? Please write your answers in the chat box below. I'm waiting for your answers. You may put plus or minus. The majority of participants agree with this quotation. Okay, so in other words, All unsuccessful attempts are not failures. They are a part of learning, and making mistakes are okay. So mistakes are positive evidence that our students are learning, they are experimenting and changing. And teachers are sympathetic and kind to students, and we need to give them constructive feedback. That's very important at this stage. So instead of writing you are not good at something, it's better to say you did this and this. Maybe next time you could do this and that. To promote this, perhaps you can put up signs around the room. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to try things out. It's okay not to feel sure and ask for help. And it's okay to make mistakes. Believe me, your students will be more relaxed and they won't be stressed to make mistakes, because mistakes are stepping stones to learning. They are learning by making mistakes. Again, I want to ask you a question. What should a modern course book for primary school children be like? Write your answers in a chat box below. I'm waiting for your answers. You may express your opinion freely. So what should a modern course book for primary school children be like? Interesting, colorful, agree, useful. It should contain many games, right? Anything else? Interesting, close to life. I like your answer, close to life. You are very close to the right answer, full of colors, bright, understandable, up to date. Interesting characters, yes, it should include interesting characters. I couldn't agree more with you. Good, thank you for your answers. So one of the most important and essential tools in language teaching and learning are the usage of classroom materials. And for this reason, the materials should be created from the learner's point of view, and we need to think what's best, what works best for our children. And to be honest, it's impossible to create the best book for every learner, since all learners are different. But there are many reasons for selecting authentic material as means of teaching foreign language. And by using authentic materials, the teacher exposes students to real language and encourages them to process real dialogues. Students are getting to know the culture better, and they are able to use the language in their real life. They are communicating the language in daily situations, and they are more motivated to use language, and their further improvement in language learning will be seen. Smart Junior is a totally new approach to learning English in the new Ukrainian school. And Smart Junior is designed with careful consideration of all learners' needs and emotional development at young age. The focus is on listening and speaking skills, and all the activities in this book promote communication. Smart Junior takes part in pilot project participation, and we provided 100 Ukrainian schools for free with this book, and we have received only positive feedbacks from our teachers and parents, and it seems that students and teachers are really enjoying their English lessons. You can see their happy faces, they are smiling, and they are eager to learn English. My next question to you is, what do you think teaching English in the new Ukrainian school should be like? Write your answers in your chat box below. So teaching for communication mostly. Encourage students to use the language, creative, interesting, impressive. Develop 21st century skills. Right you are. Motivating. Good. Interesting and motivating. Engaging. Good. I like your answers. Thank you. So when it comes to teaching a foreign language, especially English, the new Ukrainian school tells us that we need to focus on listening and speaking skills, because children acquire a language easily by listening to the language and communicating it. Teachers should give clear instructions to their students, and the instructions should be in Ukrainian so that they understand what their teacher wants from them. Teachers should teach real-life English so that students can use it in real-life situations. Moreover, the new Ukrainian school tells us that we need to teach the 21st century competencies, which are necessary for our children to be successful and meet the demands of the 21st century. Without all these competences, our students won't be able to seize opportunities and face challenging situations brought about by the 21st century. And the new Ukrainian school tells us that we need to teach cross-cultural and cross-curricular skills so that our students know a lot about the world. We want our children to be well-rounded and well-educated students. So all these skills are crucial for them, and we need to teach all these skills. Smart Junior is based on teaching 21st century competencies such as intercultural awareness, critical thinking, collaboration, communication, autonomous learning, creativity, ICT literacy, personal and social responsibility. And in the future, our students will become confident people who know themselves well, who can take responsible decisions and communicate effectively. They will be able to think critically and independently. Moreover, our students will be highly motivated students who like learning, and they will be able to take responsibility for their own learning. They will be persistent in their studying. They will ask questions, reflect, and persevere. And our students will become active contributors It means that they will be able to work in team effectively, take responsible decisions and calculated risks, and strive for excellence. Our students will also become concerned citizens who are rooted to Ukraine, know everything about Ukraine and the world, and take an active part in bettering the life of people. Smart Junior consists of 8 theme-based modules. Each module includes a wide variety of songs and chants, stories, fairy tales, games and role plays, projects which promote communication, cutouts at the end of the book, and there are pages with smart world and smart time, and there are also alphabet and phonics at the end of this book. So this book is well designed, and it's designed well, and all these things will help our students learn in an engaging and easy, relaxed way. Now I want you to have a quick look at the syllabus. Our main goal is to teach cross-curricular and 21st century competencies apart from grammar and vocabulary. And we need to draw our students' attention to values, because values define a person's character. They shape our beliefs, our attitudes, and our opinion. So that's why we need to draw our students' attention to values, and they will become better personalities in the future. Let's move on. Here you can see several pages from our book, and the new vocabulary of the unit is presented with pictures, and there is always a song at the beginning of each lesson. Then you can see lots of follow-up activities that will help our students practice and revise the new vocabulary of the lesson. And at the end of the lesson, we can play games with our students. It can be role play, or it can be TPR activities that will help our students learn by doing and repeating actions. Comic strip lesson. So here you can see comic strip in interrelated episodes, and our students learn with the characters of the book, Betty and Ron, who are found in different situations where grammar and vocabulary are presented in an amusing way. And there are a lot of follow-up activities for our students to practice the new vocabulary and simple grammar structures. And at the end of the lesson, our students will be able to have even more practice. They will be playing games, role plays, or doing some craft activity, which is also very engaging and interesting for them. Our students come to the classroom with some background knowledge, and I'm pretty sure that they have already heard such fairy tales as Puss in Boots, Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Red Riding Hood in their L1. And fairy tale, here you can, all the fairy tales are adapted for children, and children will be listening to the CD and understanding the fairy tale, because fairy tales are engaging, and they engage students' attention, imagination, and they are appropriate and relevant for their age. So children will get a sense of achievement after listening to the fairy tale and understanding the plot. There are a lot of engaging games and role plays that make English useful to children, and they will actively engage with the new language. And moreover, our students are learning to work in pairs and in small group, which they are learning to listen to their partner and collaborate with their partner and respect their partner, which are also very important social skills as well. And I believe that games are the most meaningful activity for them at this age. And our students will be playing games with enthusiasm and interest, and they will happily repeat simple grammar structures because it's a part of the game. This lesson involves craft activity. Project work develops students' motor and creative thinking skills, and our students will present their projects in English. Here we can see that children are really enjoying their project works, and they will recycle the language in an authentic and meaningful way, and this will make their learning even more memorable. Stories help students revise vocabulary and grammar structures of the module, and our students will listen to an interesting story, and they will learn the story, and they will be able to act the story at the end of the class. Stories also help children improve their listening skills and develop empathy. In Smart Junior, stories are fully illustrated, and they are fully dramatized video and audio. At the end of each story, we want our children to learn values, and we want our children to be better personalities in the future. So we need to draw our students' attention to values, and teachers can refer to values later in class before you start listening to a new story. Smart world pages are also engaging and interesting for our students, and our students will learn about the habits, traditions, and lifestyles of English-speaking countries, and they will learn a lot about Ukraine as well, and they will learn to identify themselves in this world. Smart time pages consists of activities through which children revise their knowledge of subjects taught in their L1, and they will also practice English. At the top of the page, you can see an indicator of the subject. So here our students will be practicing their knowledge of maths, and the topics are all presented in English. Here you can see our revision section. So there is a revision section at the end of each module, which includes a variety of activities to consolidate your students' knowledge of grammar and vocabulary, and that students have been presented during the module. And due to this section, our students will be more responsible for their own learning, and teachers will be able to see what our students know or don't know from this module. Now I Can section. So here you can see sample page from our book, Now I Can section. And this lesson can help students evaluate their knowledge of the unit. And our students learn to take responsibility for their own learning from an early age. And our students will be highly motivated students because of these sections. And they will be happy to say that they can count in English from 1 to 5, and they will be able to identify the book's characters, Betty and Ron, and they will be able to name items in English. At the end of the student's book, you will find alphabet and phonics lessons. Our students are learning the letters of alphabet. The letters are presented with the help of pictures and with catchy songs. So our students will be learning the letters of alphabet, having a visual aid. And they will be able to memorize how each letter sounds with the help of a catchy song. And our students will be learning phonics, and they will be learning to identify each sound in isolation or as a part of a word. And here you can see that our students will be learning phonics with the help of rhymes and catchy songs. Again, you can see sample pages from our book, Special Days, and these pages can be used at the appropriate time of the year. Our students will be learning customs and traditions in Ukraine, and they will also learn some cross-curricular information about holidays in English-speaking countries. And our students are learning through activities that promote communication, like project work, craft work, board games, and songs. Picture dictionary can be used as a reference or consolidation of the vocabulary of the module, and teachers can refer to picture dictionary at the end of each lesson, or you can refer to picture dictionary anytime you want. If you want your children to revise the vocabulary from the previous unit, and picture dictionary is fully colored, and children will be happy to revise all the vocabulary using picture dictionary. Here you can see sample pages from teacher's book, where you can find step-by-step lesson plan. There are also tape scripts and keys to every exercise. Again, you can see an indicator at the top of the page, which shows which competences we are teaching our students. And teacher's book contain pages from student's book. And what is important is that you will find optional ideas in teacher's book that you can use in class if your time permits, or you can use these optional ideas anytime you wish to make your lesson more interesting and captivating. And also you will find ready-made notes for teachers, which will help teachers to get ready for the next lesson. You will find optional ideas for the usage of workbook. There are not only keys to workbook exercises, but there are also some optional ideas that you can use in class and that you can do with your students. Don't miss your chance to get this book from the government for free. And Smart Junior has been taking part in the national selection of books, and it has been approved by experts. And here now you have a real chance to get this book for free from the government, and it's your chance to get authentic British material that will be used next academic year. I want to remind you that voting starts at 14th May and it ends on 18th May. Make sure that you have given your vote for this book if you want to see this book and use it next academic year. The government will provide schools with a student's book and audio CD for free. I want to remind you about our partnership program called Smart School, where we provide our best services. And our Smart School family is growing fast. We have more than 70 schools that become our smart schools. And one of our services that we provide schools with branded plaque, which indicates that this school takes part in our project. We provide schools with books for library and double free teaching components. And we also provide classroom posters for each classroom. We organize contests and activities for Ukraine on a regular basis, and you can see our lucky winners. ММ Publications has great pleasure in announcing a new writing contest called I'm Proud of Being Ukrainian. Our students are required to write a personal opinion essay on topic I'm Proud of Being Ukrainian of about 120-180 words. The deadlines for submitting an essay is on the 20th of May, and the results will be announced on the 25th of May. We have encouraging prizes. The teacher whose students are the best will get multimedia projector. The second winner will get computer speakers, and the third winner will get a certificate from our retail bookshop Booklink. Encourage your students to write and send your students' essays to my email address. I will be happy to receive them and read them, and we will define 3 lucky winners. Moreover, we will also select 100 best works, the authors of which will get readers from our publishing house. Professional development should also be fun and entertaining, and every year we organize a lottery where we select 5 lucky winners who will go with us abroad for professional development course. And here you can see our teachers who went to Greece with us this year. They had trainings from our publishing house, they had excursions, and they really enjoyed themselves during this short trip. So make sure that your school wants to take part in our Smart School program, and you still have a chance to use this opportunity to go abroad for professional development course. At the top of the page, you can see our Ukrainian website, mmpublications.com.ua, where you can find the latest news about our seminars and webinars, competitions and contests, articles for teachers, up-to-date catalog, current projects. Please visit our website for more information. I want to remind you the procedure of getting your certificates. Within 3 days, we will send you a feedback form. After filling it, send it to us and we will send you a certificate. Thank you for your understanding. You will definitely get your certificate from us. Here you can see our contact details, linguist contact details, and my personal contact details. So please write to me and phone me and ask me questions. I will be happy to help you. And make sure that you have sent your students' essays to my email address. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for taking part in my webinar. I was really happy to work with you. And please vote for Smart Junior because it's an excellent book to have in class. And both teachers and students like this book. And I know that a lot of Ukrainian teachers are dreaming to get authentic British material to use in class. So it's your real chance to get this book for free from the government. You will get all the information on our website, Linguist UA. And you will also get a link where you can vote for our book, Smart Junior. You will definitely receive student's book plus audio CD for free from the government if you give your vote for this book.